Good morning, everybody. It's Stephen here for the Idiot Quilter, and welcome to my weekly episode. It's episode number 322 for September the 2nd, 2025. First day back to school in my area for the kids. I don't have to worry about that anymore. What I have been worrying about is all my technology this morning is just all kind of blown up, and yeah. Anyways, let's move on, shall we? Okay. So let's look at what I've been working on lately, and most of the things I've been working on have been frustrating me. So let's see here. Here we go. So these are 4 blocks of the Stormy Sea quilt. I'm not working very fast on this. My plan today was to cut some more fabric so I could work on this exclusively tomorrow during my Sewing with Stephen day. I don't know if I'll get to that today. I've been having a lot of problems, as I've said, with things that are not related to quilting. Let's move on before I start ranting. Okay, continuing working on my Christmas tote bags, the ones from Dollarama. This is bag number 3. I am now working on bag number 4, different designs on each bag. Well, basically I'm doing 4 designs, so I have 12 bags. So yeah. It's going to be 3 different designs, 4 of each. I guess that's how that works out mathematically. But anyways, yeah, these are going to take a while. I'm working on them every day. And yeah, it takes a full day to do one side of this. It does. Yeah. Let's move on, shall we, before I get frustrated. Okay, this was fun. I made a mistake. Okay. This was a Kreative Kiwi design. It is the Halloween gnome. I have other ones for other seasons, like for St. Patty's Day, for Christmas, all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to add to my collection. And it worked out fine, except for me. Idiot. Notice the little white stuff hanging around all around the edges. That's not supposed to be there because I used the wrong stabilizer. I should have used water-soluble stabilizer. I used no-show mesh. Yeah, I'm an idiot. Now, the problem is I didn't label the rolls, and they both look very much alike, although you can't tell the difference, or you should be able to tell the difference, but I didn't. So I have, since I took this picture of this, I have trimmed it as close to the satin stitch as I could. You have to be careful when you do that, because if you cut into one of the satin stitches, they'll all start to unravel. So fortunately, I didn't. And it looks fine now, but idiot move. I should have used the water-soluble stabilizer. So this is another Christmas idea. This is a freestanding lace. I bought 4 patterns for Christmas. This is one of them I was doing to see how things would work out. They take a long time to do as well, but my idea is I am going to attach these, and this is one set. This is bells, but I have a couple of others, snowflake, I don't know what the other 2 were, but I bought. They were on sale. And so, yeah, I'm going to attach each one of these to a handle of the bag as well. Just a little added extra. And I think that's all I've got to show you. Oh, yeah, I do. That's it for the moment. Let's come back to me. Okay, so as I mentioned already, Sewing with Stephen, Wednesday. I got the hiccups. Yeah, this is not a good morning. But you don't need to hear about that. Sewing with Stephen tomorrow, Wednesdays, always on Wednesdays, starts at 9 a.m., goes to 4 p.m. That's Eastern Time. All are welcome. Come and go as you please. We love new people to come on. If you're a little bit afraid of, don't be. We don't bite. Actually, the group is very friendly and very supportive, and will help you out with whatever you may need help out with if you need any help. Otherwise, just carry on working on some of your projects and enjoying the conversation. And we talk about everything, but we keep it light. Well, we get a little heavy sometimes, but no drama. No drama. Okay, now, I just had a pop-up sew day on Saturday. Had about 22 people there at the height of it. And we're going to have another one real soon. Yeah, on Saturday, September 13th. The link for it, the Zoom link, will be in the show notes for my videos next week, and those of you on the mailing list will also get it to your mailbox too, and I'll send those out on next Monday. So all are welcome. Pretty much the same procedure as Sewing with Stephen on a Wednesday, except it's on a Saturday to because some people just can't make it during the week because they have something silly called jobs. Really? I vaguely remember what that was like. Yeah, so that's coming up on September the 13th. Okay, what else? Retreat. I'm working on the details for that right now. I just created a theme song for the retreat using AI. That was something I didn't plan to do yesterday, and it took me pretty much most of the day to do it because, yeah, I refuse to pay for these kind of things because everybody wants an astronomical amount for anything that's AI these days, and it's all monthly, and I'm not paying that kind of money because I'm not going to be using AI that much, at least right now. Maybe down the road, who knows? But I got it to go, and I'm kind of happy with this. So I'm going to play you a little piece of it right now.
Pack your scissors, pack your thread, bring the color spinning in your head. We'll stitch the sky till it's ruby red. Oh, we're quilting the day away. The Idiot Quilters Retreat is our getaway. Fun and prizes every stitch we play. Let's quilt the day away.
And as far as other updates, you already know I've got my speakers. Sobecca from Sobecca, Ian from the Off Kilter Crafter, and of course Adam from Adam Sews. And so now I'm going to start working on the actual detailed agenda that's going to go out to participants and the stuff about signing up. And I usually make a video, well, not usually, I always make a video explaining the ins and outs of the retreat and how you sign up for it. That's not coming out until about a couple of weeks before the actual date, which is October the 25th is the actual date of the retreat. So stay tuned for more details as I work on this. Okay, so last week on So Chatty, we took you on a walk. Walter and I did. And during that walk, we discovered a mystery trail in our subdivision. Now, we've been in this subdivision for over 30 years and did not know this existed, and we don't know where it goes, but it looks like it's tucked away behind some trees, and it looks like it's well traveled. We have a theory as to where it ends up. We think it might end up in Camp Samak, which you saw on that walk that we did on So Chatty the other day, but we're not absolutely sure. So we're going to explore that, and when we do, we're taking you with us. I'm not sure when that's going to be. We are going to do the bag making series. We just haven't got to it. And the biggest problem is not me. It's the other one. Trying to schedule him. You would think we live in the same house, that wouldn't be a problem. Well, my people and his people just can't seem to get together and get these things planned. But I have a plan in my head. I'm going to commit it to paper, and then I'm going to go to his nibs, and I'm going to say, when can I book you so we can get this going? So it's coming. It is coming. But then again, so's Christmas, so who knows? All right, moving on. Ultimate Sewing Center. I went there on the weekend, picked up a few little things. Let's see here. Get the right button. There we go. Okay, so I wanted a 3.5 inch by 6.5 inch ruler. I had one. And for the life of me, I cannot find it anywhere. In my sewing room, I looked in my travel bag for my sewing machine when I go, to a class or retreat. Not there. I searched high and low. So I said to Walter, let's go over on Saturday to Ultimate Sewing. I want to see if I can get a new ruler. He goes, oh, is that the small ruler? The one that's about 3 inches or so? I said, yes. He says, oh, I might have borrowed that. Yeah, you might have. And I said, do you know where it is? Well, it's somewhere. Yeah. I said, never mind, I'm buying a new one. And then keep your hands off my stuff. Yeah. I also decided to buy a new trimmer by George. I have the by George 2.0 version. This is the newer version by George 3.0. It's been out for quite a while. I bought it for Walter for his birthday back 6 months ago or whatever. And my old one's getting a little scratched up and that kind of thing. So I thought I'd pick that up as well. So I did. And then I needed some more embroidery thread. And you notice that I'm focusing on reds and greens especially, and white. I buy the white and the black in the really big rolls. It's a little bit more economical, but you also don't run out of it as quick. So I got those, and I was surprised they had them in stock, because oftentimes I've had to order ones that size, but they had them there. And I got some red and green because, you know, Christmas, red and green. And I was running low on blue. And everything has a number on it, right? Like all threads do. And I really need to reorganize my thread drawers and take a survey of what I actually have. But what I do is when I get low on a thread while I'm using it in a project, I put that in my list, in my shopping list for things I need from Ultimate Sewing, and I pick up 1 or 2 spools just to replenish the supply. But I really need to do a more accurate inventory, and I have a little app on my phone that does that. That'll take some time. I just haven't got to it yet. So many projects. I don't know how, when I was working, how I was able to do everything that I was able to do. I was told you'll be more busy when you're retired than you were when you're working. And that is true. And I'm sure some of you can attest to that as well, that may be retired. Okay, I do have just a short little sort of a demo. I've talked a lot about those tote bags, those felt tote bags from Dollarama, and it seems to be a craze right now. Everybody's out there is embroidering on these bags that can get their hands on them. I don't know if I started this. I don't think I did, but you know, I guess like minds think alike. So anyways, I thought I'd just show you how you get it in under your hoop and that kind of thing, because I know some people are struggling with that, and it's very, very easy. So I'm going to insert that little video clip in here for you right now. I've had a few people ask me how I go about setting up these felt bags that I got from Dollarama for embroidering on. Well, first of all, you need to take them apart. I did try to put it underneath the needle without taking them apart, but it's just too bulky. But they do come apart very easy. So you can see here I've got this one taken apart. This is one of the panels, and this is the front side of it. And they're attached to either side of this long piece that's right here. And very easy. You just take your seam ripper, go up into the top seam, loosen it off, pull it out, and they come apart really, really easy. So once you have them off, you're going to need to mount them onto your embroidery machine. And I float them, but what I do first is I put in 1 layer of tearaway stabilizer. That's what's under here, and that I actually hoop. And then I lay my bag on top. And I basically eyeball whether I've got it centered or not from the tracks. Then I just pick my design and away I go. Now, some people I have heard use a basting stitch to hold this onto the tearaway stabilizer first. I find you don't need that. Once the first few stitches go down, it does anchor it, and I haven't had them shift or anything like that. And that's really all you have to do to get this going. When your design is done, then you just take it out of the hoop and tear away your stabilizer on the inside. And then if you're going to do it on the back of your bag, you do the same procedure. Float the back of the bag on top of here, and then you just stitch the whole thing together. And it's really easy because you're just doing a perimeter stitch. Now the thing is, the first time you do it, you might find getting it under your needle on your domestic machine is a bit awkward, but it will manipulate. It is soft material, so there's no problem. And I clip it all the way around first, and that helps me to keep everything straight in the sewing machine. That's all there is to this, and I think it's a fantastic project. And for the cost of these bags at Dollarama is only in Canada, they're only $5. So yeah, I bought 12 of them. I think I'm obsessed. So that takes me to subscribers quilt of the week, and this is a friend of mine, and she's a friend of the channel as well as a subscriber, Lydia Yates. Lydia is a brilliant long arm quilter, and she's also very, very creative when it comes to quilting itself as well. So here is another one of her very interesting and lovely creations. This week's quilt from a subscriber comes from my friend Lydia Yates. And Lydia does beautiful, beautiful work, especially her free motion quilting is just not to be believed. It's just beautiful. And this is a fine example of what I'm talking about. And she writes this. Backed in cozy flannel, this Victoria's quilt project will hopefully bring comfort to someone going through cancer treatment. The block came from the Bonnie and Camille Quilt Bee book. Features free motion, ruler work, and a flanged binding. This is absolutely gorgeous. And she sent me 3 pictures of this, some detail of the quilting. Look at that. Feathers, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And the way that they pop out, because she's used a very dense stippling quilting stitch in behind it, and it's just, everything just works so beautifully together. Gorgeous. And I love the added touch of the flange binding as well. That just sets the whole thing off. So yes, Lydia, whoever receives this quilt is getting something very, very special. Thank you for sharing it with us. So that takes me to the YouTube of the week. And just before I get there, just a reminder, I would love to show your creations. Send me 1 picture and less than 50 words blurb about it, and I would be happy to feature it here on one of the episodes of the Idiot Quilter. And I'm getting a little bit low on my supply right now. So yeah, think about it seriously. I will say nice things. So YouTube of the week. The Festival of Quilts that we went to, 2025. This one is called Family, Friends, and Fabric Inspiration. And I thought this was just another great take on the Birmingham Festival of Quilts. This week's featured YouTube video comes from somebody who is not a stranger to any of us, and that is Kate from The Last Homely House. And Kate, of course, you know, I met at the Festival of Quilts in Birmingham earlier in the summer. And we had a delightful visit. It was brief, but it was very nice to meet her. And she has done her own video on the Festival of Quilts, and looking at it from the point of view of someone like her, who is pretty much a famous content creator and who knows a lot of the people in the industry as well. And on this video, she shows you the beautiful quilts, but she also talks to people like Kafe Fassett, Chris English, and a whole lot of others. So this is a really nice perspective of the sort of almost a behind the scenes of the Birmingham Festival of Quilts. Of course, Kate does excellent videos, and she has such a very comfortable and professional, although relaxing, style when she's talking to people. So I'm sure you'll enjoy this video as much as I did. So check out the Festival of Quilts 2025, Family, Friends, and Fabric Inspiration by Kate from The Last Homely House. So future projects. Not so future because it's already done, and that's the Halloween gnome. Actually, that pattern has 2 versions that come in one pattern. You can either do the pumpkin as a Halloween pumpkin, or you can do it more like a fall-like pumpkin. But I thought I would talk a little bit about the pattern for this, or the files for this, because it's an in the hoop project on your embroidery machine. So here's what I have to say about that. This week's future project is one I want to get to really soon because 1, I love them, and 2, these have a definite Thanksgiving and Halloween theme to them, and they're called the Large Applique Halloween Thanksgiving Gnome by Creative Kiwi. And right now you can get them for $5 US, and if you want to see what that is in Canadian, they have this handy little button over here. We can switch it, and it is still $5 Canadian as well. Probably has to do with the fact that our dollar, the Canadian dollar, and the New Zealand dollar, because that's where Creative Kiwi is, are at about almost close to par. But anyways, this looks really great. I do have a collection of gnomes for each season that are in the same style as this. I believe they came from Creative Kiwi. And so that is why I'm really interested in getting these two done. Basically, it's one pattern, but where the difference comes is in the design of the pumpkins. One has sunflowers and one has jack-o'-lantern. And of course, you can mix it up depending on the fabric that you're going to use with this. So I'm really excited about doing these, and I must get on with them very soon. Oh, sorry, hiccups. So, large applique Halloween Thanksgiving gnome from Creative Kiwi. Link is in the show notes.
So, what's twisting somebody's seams this week? Well, this submission comes from Sue McKeehan, and well, here's what's twisting her seams.
So this week, what's twisting my seams? This lovely, I'm not sure, piece of fabric comes from Sue McKeon. And she says about this, don't care for this print. Roses have a metallic in them. I don't know where I got it, just not my cup of tea. And, you know, I have to agree. I would definitely leave this on the shelf or in the bargain bin if I came across it as well. For pretty much the same reasons. I don't like the metallic in the roses either, and I don't like the roses. And I don't like the color scheme. That sort of salmony pink and that whatever color green that is in the background just doesn't do it for me. It looks like it's a Riley Blake's design pattern according to the salvage, and by Simple Simon and Company. Modern Farmhouse. Ooh. Could you imagine a farmhouse decorated in this style? Well, I can't. It would be a nightmare. But then again, maybe this doesn't twist other people's seams. But it definitely twists Sue's, and it definitely twists mine. And thank you, Sue, for sending that along.
So I said I've been doing a lot of things in the last week, and I don't really feel like I'm getting a whole lot accomplished. I'm doing things on the 3D printer. I'm doing things on the embroidery machine. I should be working on a quilt. And then there's been a whole lot of other things in between. So here's what I've been working on this week.
So, what have I been working on in the past week? Well, if you saw my vlog yesterday, you know I bought a new toy. I bought another bamboo 3D printer. I bought the H2S, which is a huge machine, and I've been getting that ready and up and going and playing with it. And the bamboo machines are very easy to use. However, it is a much bigger machine than my other bamboos, so I had to make room for it. And so two of my printers had to go out here. And this is the Lucy room. So Lucy now has a couple of little brothers she can rule over. I've also been working on my Christmas gifts this year, and I'm not going to show you what I've been making, but there's a lot of stuff in those two boxes, some things down here, and a whole lot in that big box as well. So much that it's peeking out. And I've already shown you on my vlog my little Halloween giveaways. I've decided that this year, along with candy at Halloween, I'm going to give out some 3D prints. Now, I may have overdone it on the 3D prints because I've got 300, and we never get that close to that number of kids. We might get about 10% of that number. Up here you can see I'm working on my bags still. I now have 3 of the bags done, so that means I've got about 9 more to go, and they're all hanging up back in here. There are some quilts up here and a table runner that need to be quilted. They've been here for quite a while. Just haven't got around to getting in the mood to get on Lucy. So let's move our way out of this room and go back to my main sewing room. And of course, the printers are idle right now, but they won't be for long. I didn't have them running when I was doing this video because they make a fair amount of noise. But here's the new baby. And I talked all about that on my vlog yesterday. Had some problems with it, but again, I talked about that on the vlog. And then I'm got 4 of the blocks done for the Stormy Sea quilt. This one's going to take me a while, and there's the gnome. I've already shown you the gnome. And on my table, I've got some of my 3D prints that are going to be Christmas gifts to assemble. And another bag. I just finished this one. And of course, those are my project boxes as usual. Nothing has changed in that pile, unfortunately. And my freestanding lace bells, which are going to be part of my Christmas gifts this year too. Oh, I did make this cute little crate as well, testing out the new bamboo printer because it's so big I can make something that size, which is cool, and it's great for holding my fat quarters. And yeah, so that's what I've been up to this week.
And that takes me to my review of this week's online quilt store, and this one is called the Bobbin Robin Shop. This week's online quilt store is located in St. Catharines, Ontario, which is very close to Niagara Falls, and it's called the Bobbin Robin Shop. And this is their front page right here, and as you can see, they're featuring some of their newest collections. They've got some Christmas stuff on here as well. And yeah, well, let's go view our collection. So what do they got on the side here? They have a newsletter. Receive 10% off when you subscribe to that. And on sale, they have Jane Sassaman hand-dyed cottons. Okay, so very clean appearance to the front page. And it's free shipping in Canada on orders over $150, discounted on orders over $50. Click for exceptions. So that's okay, $150. So let's see what their prices are like. And I also saw in when I was looking this up that they sell their fabric in quarter yard increments. So let's just take a look. Okay, all fabric, and then the rest of these are in alphabetical order, which helps. And they look like they have a fairly extensive collection of fabrics. They have all the main ones: Kaif and Kona, Laurel Birch, Northcott, O Canada from Northcott, O Canada 12. I wonder if they have the O Canada 13. I have to take a look at that. Stonehenge. Yeah, so they've got Tim Holtz. They've got a fairly extensive looking collection, at least according to this, but the proof will really be in how much they have in each category. So let's take a look at the Northcott, because I am always interested in Northcott because they are a Canadian company. And this is the O Canada 12. Now they sell it for $4.50 per quarter meter. So I said before yard, it's a quarter meter, so I'm really happy that it's in meters. They tell you how much they have in stock. That's very helpful as well. They do have the O Canada 13. And let's see. Yes, I love the O Canada 13 line, and it's $4.75 a quarter, so that's... So what is that? Let's get out the calculator here, and let's figure this out. I'm not doing it in my head this morning because my head's not here. So it's $19 a meter, which is okay price. That's an okay price. I may have to come back here and order some more of this because I really love this line of fabric. Yeah, so that's good to know. And let's just see if their prices on all of their fabrics are about the same. They do have wide back. And let's see, $7.25 per quarter meter. So that's $29 a meter. That's the going price. So yeah, that's okay. Now that might be, it's probably interspersed throughout this, but a lot of their fabrics are at $4.99 per quarter meter, $5.25. Let's just jump ahead here and see, $5.50. So it looks like their prices range from about $19 to about, let's see, 4 times 5 is 20, about 22. So $19 to $22. So that's the given price these days in Canada of fabric. So yeah, I'm going to say that's okay. Well, no, we'd like to get it cheaper, but given that this is the market value right now, or whatever you want to call it, then I think that that's a fair price. So I want to see if they have wide back. Yes, they have a category. Good. And it looks like they have a fairly good selection of wide back. Oh, they have fireside, it's 60 inches. but they do, and they have some Christmas wide back, and they have 3 pages of this. So yeah, not a bad selection. Price wise, it looks like it goes from about $28 to about $32. Again, market value. And yeah, not a bad price at all. Not a good selection as well. Okay, anything else in fabric? Well, they have kits. And so a few kits, not a lot. What do we got in pre-cuts? Okay, all pre-cuts. So jelly rolls, charm packs, back quarter bundles. Prices are, yeah, about what everybody else sells things for. So they're in the ballpark. And they have a fairly good selection too. So yeah, no complaints there. And this is all nicely laid out too. I really like that when you go up here to fabric, you can have the fabric collections, but they have it all divided out here. Your solids, where they're charging for solids. And they have, let's see, Northcott canvas, $3.50, so $14 a meter. That is pretty good for solids. I really need to invest in some more of the Northcott canvas. I like having it on hand. So yeah, and then they have a clearance section. So let's check out their clearance. Canadian Christmas, that's on sale. Oh, that's not bad. $3.33 quarter, so that's 3, 6, 9, about $10 a meter. So that's okay. Not a lot there to choose from, but that they do have some of the old Canada Christmas though. So yeah, I think their selection is pretty good. So let's check out Notions, shall we? They sell Aurifil and it looks like Glide as well. So Aurifil, let's do price. They have it in sets, individual $18.60. And it looks like they have a good selection of colors. So $18.60, that's good price. It's going price here in Canada for that. And I noticed that they also had, it looked like Glide. Let's go back up here, Glide. And I use Glide for quilting. Oh. Well, they say they have a great choice in Glide, but they don't. Okay. Wonderfil, Micro Quilter. So let's go back to the Glide for a second. A 40 weight. They do have it in the 40 weight as well. Which I think that's what I use, but I'm not sure. Or do I use 60? I need to look on my spools. I never remember. But price-wise, for the smaller roll, yeah, that's about the going price too. So far the prices are within what I'm going to call the standard of the market. Everybody, you know, it's not too expensive. It's not too wow cheap. It's what you would expect. Okay, so what else do they have in Notions? Well, they of course they have bobbins, they have patterns, and looks like they carry a lot of the Elizabeth Hartman patterns. In fact, it looks like most of their patterns are Elizabeth Hartman, which if you love Elizabeth Hartman, might be the place to go. And patterns are standard price. Okay, what else do we have we can look at? Well, we have rulers. We have some quilting rulers. The usual. And let's just check Notions in general. Pins, bobbins, markers, bobbins. Yeah, what you'd expect. Okay, they do have quilting services. They sell pantographs, tell you how to prepare your quilt if you want them to do it. And they have all the details listed here for that as well. They have a rewards program. Make a purchase, get 10 points per dollar. But so 1,000 points get you $5 off. Refer a friend, 2,000 points, 2,000 points gets you $10 off, and 3,000 points gets you $20 off. Okay, if it's 10 points per dollar, then it's going to cost you $100 to get $5 off. Well, yeah. I guess what do you expect? It's an incentive, I guess, to a certain extent. They have a help section, services, gift cards, shipping. We did see the shipping is free over $150. It is insured, but here's the breakdown if it's under $150. So yeah, okay, and actually not unreasonable. Probably Canada Post. Do they say? I'm assuming it is Canada Post. Yeah, probably. Okay, it may have said that in another spot. Anyone else is under help? Currency, contact, quilts for sale, reviews. Okay, so anything else we need to look at? Well, they do have a new section. So, ooh, Tundra Crossing, that's kind of nice. Oh, Sunny and the Sunflowers. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, this is very pretty. Oh, I really like that. And that panel, that's really nice too. Yeah. Okay, hold yourself back. I've got other projects yet. Let's not get waylaid by this, but that is pretty. I really like that. Okay, so let's go back to the home page. So really, the Bobbin Robin shop, say that fast 5 times. I think I'm going to give them about an 8 out of 10. I think their prices are fair. I think their selection is good, and their shipping is fair as well. So overall, 8 out of 10 for the Bobbin Robin shop. You may want to check it out. So that brings me to the end of this episode of the Idiot Quilter, and thank you for joining me. And just put on your calendar, Fall Retreat, October 25th, and the Pop-Up Sew Day, September the 13th. And we are off this weekend to a quilt show in a little town called Buckhorn that's about an hour and a half northeast of us. Don't know what to expect, but we're going to go up there on Saturday, and I will be taking video as well. So next week I'll be able to show that to you. Excitement. Always something exciting. Okay, I hope you have an exciting week. See you later. Bye for now.